Most people use Propwire to find distressed sellers, but did you know that you can also use Propwire to find cash buyers? And did you know you can do it absolutely for free? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you a simple 5-step process to find unlimited cash buyers coming up.
Go to propwireleads.com to get instant online access to premium leads you would normally have to visit county courthouses to get, including code violations and tax liens. Check it out now at propwireleads.com.
And before we start finding cash buyers on Propwire, there are 2 different ways to go about it depending on your wholesaling strategy. Option 1 is if you've already secured a discounted property and now you need a cash buyer for that specific property. And option 2 is if you want to find a cash buyer or a list of cash buyers first that you can then bird dog for and find deals for. Now, neither method is right or wrong. It really comes down to your preference. Are you going to find deals first and then find the cash buyers? Or are you going to find cash buyers first and then find deals specifically for those buyers? I actually did a video that breaks down the pros and cons of each method. I'll put the link to that video in the description below for you, and you can decide which method is best for you. Now in this video, I'm going to show you how to do both for free using Propwire. Let's start with option 1, which is deal first, cash buyer second. So the assumption is that you have an executed contract on a distressed property at a discount, and now you need a cash buyer for that specific deal. Now, before we go into Propwire and I show you how easy this is, remember, there are dozens, hundreds, and even thousands of cash buyers in any given market. And because we already have a deal, our goal is to narrow down and find the most ideal cash buyer. Now, the best way to do that is to search for and find local cash buyers that are actively investing close to your deal, ideally in the same neighborhood. That is going to be your best and most ideal cash buyer. And the reason is cash buyers love to do repeat deals where they are already investing. A buy and hold investor would love to have another rental where he already has properties. A flipper would love to do another rehab where he is already flipping houses. They know the market, they know the values, and it's a lot easier for them to pull the trigger and buy your deal. Okay, so with that context, let's take a deal that I have in Detroit, Michigan, and show you a simple 5-step process using Propwire. Step 1 is to geo-target the neighborhood of your deal. I usually start with the zip code, and in this case, my Detroit deal, it's in zip code 48202. My deal is right here in the neighborhood called North End. Now, step 2 is to select cash buyers from the leads drop-down menu. As you can see, there are over 2,000, which is way too many, but keep watching. I'm going to show you how to narrow that down even more. Now, by the way, all these other leads are distressed seller leads, and as you can see, Propwire has a lot to offer. Some of these are premium and gold leads, which are exclusive and specialty AI leads. You can click on that lead type to learn more about those special memberships to get access to those leads. Okay, step 3 is we need to add 3 specific filters. So go over here to the More tab and then click on the Owner filters. Click Yes under Absentee Owner. That will exclude any homeowners who happen to have bought for cash because we're looking for just investors. Now that brought our results down to 1,500, which is still too many. The next filter under Owner is Properties Owned. Put a minimum of 5 to establish that it's not a novice or a one-time investor. And that brought our search results down to 900, which is still too high. But as you can see, we're building a more concentrated list. So next, let's go to the financial filter and go down to where it says last sale date and go back and choose 1 year from today's date. This narrows our search down to the most recent cash buyers who transacted in the past year. Now, if they're actively buying, they may be interested in my deal, and that brought our results down to 33, which is perfect. Now, I want my list to be at least 20 or so. If the results are still high, just tighten up the criteria or zoom in closer to your subject property. Likewise, if your results aren't at least 20, broaden your filters or expand your area. Okay, step 4 is to track down these cash buyers one by one. Now, there are 2 ways that you can do this. First, you could select the entire list and skip trace and download the list and start calling them. You could do that right in Propwire. Now, some of these numbers might be tough to get because they're entities. The other thing I like to do is click on each property, go to the Owner tab, and see how many properties they own, the name that they use to take title, and their mailing address. Then I Google their entity and their address. Many of these investors are visible online, either a website or a social media profile or other places online. Step 5 is to call each of these cash buyers. When you do, The positioning is pretty simple. You're going to explain that you are a wholesaler and that you have a contract that you're looking to sell and it's close by one of their properties and you're calling to see if they are looking for another deal nearby. And if they are, proceed with your normal dispo process of getting them the info, access to the property, and so on. Now, I created word-for-word scripts for working with cash buyers. I'll give those to you for free. I'll put the download link in the description below for you. Now, the second option where you're going to find cash buyers first that you can then create strategic relationships with that you will then bird dog deals for is pretty similar in our search process on Propwire with a few differences. First, when you create your search area, focus on whatever area you plan on farming for deals ongoing. For example, let's say that I want to do deals in Warren, Michigan. In Propwire, put in Warren, Michigan in the search area, and then using the exact same filters that we set up earlier, since this is a bigger area, it came back with over 300 results. So I want to narrow that down even more. Let's shoot for maybe 50 to 100. Now to do that, we can simply tighten up our filters to get a smaller list. So first, let's limit our search to just single-family properties. Just click right here under property types, and that brought our filters down to 242. Next, under the owner filter, check in-state absentee owners so that you're just getting local investors. Now that brought it down to 138 results. Finally, let's put properties owned from 10 to 50. That way we're looking at more established cash buyers, but we're avoiding the big hedge funds. And that brought our search down to 73, which is a perfect size. Now I would skip trace that list and I would individually track down those buyers. And when you call these cash buyers to bird dog for, your conversation is a little different. You might say something like, I'm a local wholesaler and I see that you're investing in Warren, Michigan. I'm in the market every day talking to agents and distressed sellers. I'd love to find and bring you exactly what you're looking for. Can I bird dog for you and bring you more deals? Now, if they're open to that, find out their exact buy criteria and then get to work. Now, as you can see, Propwire is very intuitive and it's easy to use. You can even save these searches and get notified when new leads come available. Now, regardless of which option you choose to find cash buyers, at some point, you're gonna need to start finding good deals. And that's where Propwire comes in. As a free user, you can search and download 10,000 properties per month. No subscription needed. You can also check out the Gold membership, which gives you unlimited downloads, 10,000 skip traces per month, and you get 5 specialty AI lists that you can't get anywhere else. Now to learn more, just go to propwiregold.com. Finally, there's one more way to find cash buyers, and that's to not find cash buyers. I'll be your cash buyer. I have a finder program where I'll buy every deal you find that meets my criteria and pay you $10,000. That way, you don't have to worry about a buyer at all. If that sounds exciting, watch this next video here where you can learn more about how to bird dog deals for me and get paid $10,000 for every deal. Watch that now, and I'll see you on the next video. What are you doing, Tom? Why are you over here? Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Hi, guys.